Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. We're going to be doing something that I've been thinking about doing for a long time now. I wanted to do it last year, but I didn't really get around to it. Basically, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be predicting the 2024-2025 NFL season, predicting which teams I think are going to be successful, which teams I think are going to, wet the bed a little bit. Without further ado, what we'll do now is we're going to go team by team. The first team is the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona Cardinals, they're the last few years or so, they haven't been doing too well. They haven't been doing too well, and I don't really know too much about them. Last year, I know Kyler Murray got hurt. You know what? I think for them, a good spot would be 5 to 8. 5 to 8 sounds pretty good to me. I think 5 to 8, and then in the NFC West with the 49ers and the Rams, that's going to be pretty tough. So 5 to 8, that sounds like a good spot for them. The Atlanta Falcons. Now this is interesting. They got Kirk Cousins. They got a new coach. So, kind of rebuilding slightly. They got Pitts. They got Drake London. That seems like a 5 and 8 team to me as well. I don't know if Kirk Cousins can really pull this team above 8 wins. So, I think that's a good spot for them as well. And okay, so the Baltimore Ravens, of course, they got Lamar Jackson. They're pretty consistent. Their defense is always really good. Do I think they're going to have more than 13 wins in the AFC North? The Steelers, The Bengals with Joe Burrow can be a little tough. I think they're going to get, I know it's 9 to 12, but I think they're going to get 12. They're going to get, no, I think they're going to take the division. I think they're going to be 13 plus. Yep. Buffalo. It's interesting because I don't know who their receivers are now. I think they might have drafted one. Keon Coleman, right? But, I didn't hear too much hype. There's not too much hype around this team right now. Not like the past couple of years. They still got Josh Allen. They still got their coach. I think they're gonna still win the division. I think they'll be 9 and 12. They'll be 9 and 12, and I think they're gonna basically beat out the Jets. It's between them and the Jets, I think. The Carolina Panthers. I'm sorry, I just don't see too much improvement. I don't even know who they drafted a running back, I think, in the second round, who tore Brooks, right? He tore his ACL last year. I'm not too sure how that's going to pan out for him this year. Bryce Young didn't look that great. I don't know who their receivers are. I think they got Deontay Johnson from the Steelers, but he's like, he's not tier 1 receiver. He's maybe a tier 2 type receiver. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't think they're going to get 0, but I don't think they're going to get more than 4 wins. So that's going to be interesting. Okay, so the Bears are next. Chicago's an interesting team. They did, like 6-7 wins last year. I'm not too sure about their win total. But they got Caleb Williams. They got Keenan Allen now. They got a bunch of new players. I think they're going to be a little dangerous this year. If Caleb Williams plays to his hype, I think they'll be a little dangerous. I'm going to go, you know what? I don't see them beating the Packers or the Lions, though. That's another tough division. I think they'll come in third in the higher range of this tier. I think they'll get about 8 wins as well. Yeah. Cincinnati Bengals. Okay, so this is a tough one because Joe Burrow, when he's healthy, he plays well. The team plays well. Problem is he hasn't really been that healthy. This is tough. I think if Joe Burrow stays healthy, they're going to be 9-12. I think they'll have 10, 11 wins on the season. So I think if as long as he stays healthy, then I think we're good there. The Browns, I just Deshaun Watson, I just don't trust them. Their defense is really good. They have some good players, but Deshaun Watson hasn't shown anything since his leaving Houston, basically. So I'm going with 5-8. I don't think they're gonna do that well. Okay. So the Cowboys. Ooh, this is tough. Cowboys, they were like 12-5 the last few years. I don't think they're gonna be as good this year. I really don't. I don't know what it is. They lost a couple people on their line, their O-line. I think Tyron Smith is gone. Their center, I think, is gone as well. Dak is trying to get more money. CD, I think he just got his money. Other than CD, though, they don't really got anybody. Their tight end is pretty good. But I don't. They're still gonna be. You know what? They're still gonna be in 9-12 though. I don't think they're gonna get above 12 wins for sure. Not this year. I don't think they fall between 5 and 8 though. 9-12 sounds about right. Maybe a little bit lower on. Maybe it's about 10 wins. I think I foresee 10 wins. That sounds about right. The Broncos, ooh, okay. I know they're within the Chargers division. They're in the AFC West. They're unknown. They got a new quarterback. Sean Payton finally has his guy. He didn't really care for Russell Wilson that much. So, he has his guy. And interesting to see how they do this year. I hope they don't do well. That's just the bias in me, but I think they're probably going to be around 5-8. That sounds about right. I think they'll, it's tough because the Bo Nix, I think that's who they drafted. Bo Nix, he can, if he plays well, they can probably be at the higher end of this tier. If he plays like a rookie, then I think they'll fall within this tier regardless. So 5-8 sounds good for them. Detroit, ooh, okay, so this team was almost there. They almost made it to the Super Bowl. I think their coach Dan Campbell takes risks too many sometimes. Then I think that's why it hurt them in the NFC Championship game last year. But I think they're going to be another one of those teams. They're going to get about 13 wins. They can be, honestly though, I know their offense is really good, so that's where I'm at with that. Just based off of their offensive production from last season, I think it'll continue into this season. And I think the only thing is their defense. I'm not too sure how well their defense is going to be or how they'll play. So I'm guessing somewhere along the lines of 13 wins, probably closer to 13. It could be in the 9-12 as well. It's a little tough, but I'm gonna go with 13. I think they'll win the division. That's what I'm thinking. They're gonna win that division again. Green Bay, they played well. They played well last year with Jordan Love. I think they'll fall in the 9-12 range. They'll come in second in that division. Yeah, I think that sounds about right to me. I think that's where we're going. Green Bay, young team. So I think in the future they're looking good, but for now they're still going to come in second. Ooh, Houston Texans, C.J. Stroud. They got Stephon Diggs. They got from Bengals, Mixon. They got Mixon. This is another interesting. This is another dilemma, right on that cusp. I think AFC South is not very good. They got the Colts, the Jags, and the Texans, and who else do they have? Colts. Oh, the Titans. That's right. I don't think the Titans. Yeah, you know what? I think they're gonna win the division, and I think they're gonna have 10 to 11 wins probably. The Colts, I think they're going to have 5-8. They got Anthony Richardson back. He could be a dynamic player. He was up until he got hurt last season. So, I think he's going to be kind of trying to, get back to that form. But I forgot what his injury was, but he was out the rest of the season. So I can't imagine it was any good. 5-8, I think more on the higher end of closer to 8 wins probably is what I would say for them. Yeah, because all these teams here in the 9-12, like these are playoff teams, right? They're probably gonna make the playoffs. They're in the wild card, yeah, for sure. I think the Colts can be here potentially on the lower end, like 9, maybe 10 wins as well. But I think it's gonna be 5-8. I'm also doing that. I don't know what each team's schedule looks like. I mean, I know what the Chargers' schedule looks like, but all these other teams I don't really know. So, they could have a weaker schedule and get a couple wins from that. But I'm just going based off what I think right now, based off the team. So, let's keep going. Let's keep it going. So the next team here is the Jaguars. The Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence, he hasn't lived up to the hype. He got drafted a few years ago. Was gonna be he was like the next it quarterback. He was supposed to contend with Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. He was supposed to be the guy that, kind of was added into that mix of top tier quarterbacks, but he hasn't quite made it there yet, I don't think. He has flashes here and there, but yeah, I don't quite know where to put them. I don't really know. They're a tough one. They're a tough one to decide against. I think they're gonna be here though. No, if I knew how good their defense was gonna be, that might sway me more to the 9-12, but I think they're going to be 5-8. Honestly, I think so. Maybe my football knowledge isn't as good as I think it is, but that's what I think right now. Now, do I think they're going to come in second or third? I think they're going to come in second. I would put them over the Colts, but Chiefs. I mean, what? You can't not put them above 13 wins. I mean, the past 9-8 years, however long Patrick Mahomes been in the league, they've won that division, the AFC West. No other team, the Chargers, the Broncos, Raiders, has even sniffed a division title in the AFC West. They're for sure going to have more than 13 wins again. You never know. Somebody can get hurt and that can derail their season, but at this point, there's nothing more you can say. They basically got another Tyreek Hill and Xavier Worthy. That dude runs, 4.24 or something like that. I mean, if he can catch as good as Hill, then, they basically just replaced him. But I guess we'll find out. He's a rookie, so he might have some growing pains. But, it is what it is. They still got Kelsey. They still got Mahomes. They still got Creed Humphreys, their center, which is crazy. That's crazy. They still got Andy Reid. On the defensive side, no, actually they let go of Snead. I don't know who they have now. They still got McDuffie though, so you can't put them any lower than the top tier teams right now. Okay, and the Chargers. Oh, here we go. This is where the bias is going to kick in, right? With Harbaugh doing well, if the players buy in, if Justin Herbert maintains his high level of play, then I think he'll go here. He's been getting hurt though. The last couple seasons he's been getting hurt. I would put him here. If they start off slow like they always start, then they're gonna be here. There's no doubt about that. If they start off slow, they need to start off fast. They need to win the first couple of games to kind of, get the players to buy into the philosophy of the new coach. Because again, the new Harbaugh comes in, most of the players that are there weren't selected by him. They're not Harbaugh guys, right? So, they try to bring in as many as they can, but, not all of them are going to be the new coach guys, the Harbaugh guys. But if they can, peel off a few wins, then, there's a good chance that some of those players will buy into the philosophy, so on and so forth. I think that's going to happen. That's my bias. So I'm putting them at 9-12. They'll probably be on the lower end of that. Probably 9 wins or 10 at most. I don't think they'll have more than 10 wins. Hopefully that's enough to get them into the playoffs, but I guess we'll see. The Rams, I think the Rams are going to be pretty good. They got Puka, they got Cooper. As long as Matthew Stafford stays healthy, then I think you'll find them in the 9-12 range. That's what I think anyways. The Raiders. I think they're going to be 5-8 as well. They don't have a QB. I mean, they got Gardner Minshew. He's bounced around from team to team, so it'll be interesting, but I don't think they're going to really do much without a quarterback. Their defense, they got Max Crosby, and I think they just got Christian Wilkins from Miami. So I don't know. I guess so. I mean, they got a decent head coach now. I think Pierce is going to be a good coach, decent coach, anyways, better than the last couple that they've had. So we'll see how that goes for them. I honestly hope they lose every game, but it is what it is. And I think they'll go between 5 and 8. That's where I think they'll be. Miami, the Dolphins, I think they're going to be 9-12. Yeah, I think they're going to be there. They're going to be second in the AFC East. I think they'll be a wild card team probably. I don't think they're going to win the AFC East. So I see them somewhere between 9 and 12 as well. Vikings with Sam Darnold. Addison's gone. Still got JJ. I don't really know what their team's going to look like. I'm putting them on 0-4. I don't know. I don't really know about them that much. I just know that they're not very good. Putting them there. Same with the Patriots. Gerard Mayo's their new coach. I have no idea. Don't know anything about him. They drafted a quarterback. I think they drafted Drake May. I don't know. I don't really see too much in Drake May, so I don't know. He's probably not even starting the beginning of the season, so we'll see. But I'm putting them at 0-4. Saints, Derek Carr, thinking 5 and 8 as well. NFC South is going to be a tough one to decide between the Saints and the Bucks, maybe. Let's see, the Falcons. I don't know. It's going to be another. I think that's going to be the weakest division of the league this year. Giants. Daniel Jones. He's just. They got Malik Neighbors. They got rid of Saquon. I think they're not going to do very well this year. They need to change their quarterback. That's all I'll say. Is they need to invest in somebody, not Jones. Jets. If Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, they're here. If they don't, they're here. So it's just as easy as that. But assuming Aaron Rodgers is going to be there, I think they're 9-12. Their defense, it's just good. Their defense is really good. The Eagles, I think the Eagles are going to take their division. I think they're going to have 9-12 wins. Is a little low. I think they're going to have more than 12 wins. I think they'll have 13 wins, like exactly 13 wins. And that's, they'll win their division and go ahead to the playoffs and probably lose in the playoffs. But, it is what it is. Steelers, so Mike Tomlin, he's been at least 500 or better every single year that he's coached the Steelers, I believe, or for a really long time. I don't think he does it this year, not with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. I think that's going to be an issue. But I think he'll get at least 8 wins. But, with the 17-game season, I think they're going to be at most 8 and 9. Especially playing against the AFC North teams. That's going to be tough. Seahawks, NFC West, do they come in last? No, the Cardinals come in last, but I don't think they're going to get more than 9 wins, so I'm putting them there. Geno Smith, I think he's he's been good, but I think he's gonna run out of his magic soon. So putting them there. 49ers, putting them up here. You know what? That's too many teams with more than 13 wins. Ain't no way that happens. Ain't no way that happens. You know what? I'm bringing the Eagles down because I don't. Out of these 4 teams, I don't think the Eagles will. They're the least likely to have 13 wins. But the 49ers, their defense is good. Their coach is good. They still got their players. They re-signed Ayuk. They got Debo. They got McCaffrey. I mean, they're going to be good. The Buccaneers, I mean, I'm putting the you know what? I think the Bucks will be decent. I think they're going to be 9 wins, though. They're going to have 9 wins. They're not going to have more than 9 wins. I think they're 9-8 is their ceiling, but their ceiling is higher than the Saints. I think. Titans: Will Levis, Calvin Ridley, Dustin Hopkins. Don't know who they have on defense. Oh, I think they got Snead actually from the Chiefs. We're gonna put them at a 5-8. Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah. Washington with Jaden Daniels now. It's their quarterback. Could be good. I think if he's good, they'll be good. They got a new coach. That's what it is. They got Dan Quinn from the Cowboys. I think 5-8. I think 5-8. That's just what I think. That's the list. I guess we'll revisit this at the end of the season. We'll see if we, if we did good or if we're way off. First time doing it, so I guess we'll see. Maybe my football knowledge is impeccable. It's amazing, or maybe it'll just show that I'm not that great at that. Not that great at predictions. So, guess we'll see. Until next time.